And we're back on another exciting episode of Starfleet Boy, where we have a casual and informal conversation.
Mr. Interesting here is sporting his lower decks gear. I've got my Fast and Furious shirt, okay?
I wear it just for you.
I've got my Fast and Furious shirt.
Anyways, we're back.
Handsome ransom.
I don't know why I got so tired and stretchy all of a sudden. Sorry.
Hello, everyone. We are early.
We're early. There's no one watching right now, so we can be really foolish, and the rewatch audience will.
The official conversation will begin at 15. Is that it? So we can talk about whatever at this point, or is that no? You don't have it. That doesn't work that way.
I think the rule is you give channel updates and talk about nonsense until you have one viewer.
That's your rule.
You have to really start the show. Like if there's a viewer, they're here for the discussion, right?
The show. Like, the show must begin.
Sean, what are we discussing today?
I don't know. I got no clue. I think we're talking about Raised by Wolves,
which also premiered today. And as soon as we're done with this episode,
I haven't seen it. I spent my day doing Star Trek, and so I didn't do the Raised by Wolves.
Neither have I. Oh, we have a comment. Was that a Tholian in this episode? No, it was an Devision.
Yes, it was an animated series. Creation.
Jerry has a character file about it, and I think you have a. Did you do Species?
I haven't done a Species on it, but Gary has a character file on RX.
On RX, who
RX by James Duhan.
Duhan, yes. Very cool. We have two members in our audience, so welcome. Now we can start the show. I guess we really did start the show. So
we are talking about Star Trek Lower Decks as usual. This is the thing that we do.
The thing we do. Do that thing you do.
I like that movie.
Did you? I have to ask you before you give the episode summary because I know you're going to be excited to give this one. I just finished watching the episode, so I can actually.
I saw it twice this time.
Yeah,
I've seen it twice. I've got my notes.
Well, I saw it twice too. The second time.
I've been talking to Jörg Hillebrand on the interwebs. I was like, "What do you think of this? What do you think of that?" And he's like sending stuff back. I'm like, "Oh my god, I noticed this." I'm like, "Okay."
That's amazing. You should invite him on the show, and we'll find out if we could say his name correctly. If you're saying his name correctly.
You know what was fun is the other day I posted my Lower Decks review one day early. I posted it on Monday. So I said, "Yay, I'm early, Lower Decks review," and he hit like on it. I was like, and he was the only one that hit like, all right, because no one cares about what I tweet out. But I hit the like, he hits the like, and I say, "Oh, did you watch it? Do you think it was good?" He goes, "I don't watch anything, and I don't listen to anything." So he doesn't watch or listen to anything Star Trek related. He just
it would taint his taint his like keen mind.
He just does his little just extreme analysis.
It's not little. It's the
most complete analysis ever on his side of the world, and he doesn't care about anything that we do. Maybe he wouldn't mind coming on though. Maybe he would want to be part of a discussion.
That would be nice.
Maybe he ain't got no time for that bullshit.
When the tweet goes out, it's really funny. I included Kenneth Branagh and Emma Thompson in the tweet for this episode. What's that?
Why?
Because the title, Much Ado About Nothing, Boimler, is a reference to the Shakespeare play Much Ado About Nothing that you see right here. And Much Ado About Nothing. Branagh did a version of it directed with Keanu Reeves playing the prince's brother.
This is a movie then? This is not a play?
Yeah, great movie. I saw it in the theaters, as a matter of fact. It may have come out.
Keanu Reeves on stage? I don't know.
Wait, it may have come out in 1996. Hold on, let's ask Siri if Siri knows.
No one cares about this. We have audience members.
Humbert cares. Humbert cares about this. There's someone who does care about this, I promise. Hold on. And he's texting me actually, so I think he probably is like, "Don't forget to talk about Much Ado About Nothing."
We have a comment. Hello. Hi guys. How are we doing? How are you doing?
That will ask Siri.
How are you doing? We're doing fine.
Much Ado About Nothing come out in.
Well, I'm doing as good as I can. I have to put up with this garbage.
Oh, 1993. Okay, so before I graduated from high school, let's see what Humbert's text message says. It says, "Hey, what are we
He can't come
reviewing
on and
this
watch us
weekend?" Oh
live.
my God,
He can't leave comments. He has to send in text messages.
Greetings from the future.
Hello,
By the way,
everyone.
Sean Girl, I'm doing good. I'm glad you're here. We're really excited. And you're looking forward to the ratings. What's it like in the future? I hope it's better
Well, he
than
gives
that.
it a 10.7 or whatever it is. So,
All right. Anyways, I just wanted to get the Much Ado About Nothing reference
out of
the
the way
way because I love that film, and I actually
Okay.
look like a brown Kenneth Branagh in that movie right now.
Okay, I thought you were going for Keanu Reeves. I was like, no.
What? Oh, really? You don't think I can pull off the? No, I do look like Kenneth
No,
Branagh,
you can't.
and I'm excited about it. And I posted earlier this week on Twitter a picture of my history teacher who also
Who is Bill and who is Ted in the Bill and Ted movies? Which one is the Bill? And which one is Ted? Don't judge me, sir.
Keanu Reeves is Ted. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so you'd be the Bill.
Yes, you would be
in that movie.
You would definitely. You've just proven that you would be.
Am I Ted? Am I?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the movies, but am I more of a Ted?
I'm more Bill. Yeah, I'm definitely more Bill. Anyways, moving on. Back to Star Trek Lower Decks. Give us the summary, Mr. Trek on the Tube.
Oh dear God, really?
Yeah. Oh, why? This whole time, Sean, you didn't say anything. This whole time you haven't been on screen.
I didn't even notice. There's a little box with my face on it in the corner, so...
Everybody, Sean's here. I swear I wasn't hiding him.
I love how no one talks about it either. No one cares.
No one said it. They're like, why is Starfleet Boy just full screen the whole time?
I did a whole thing about showing my Fast and Furious shirt, but no one saw that.
Here, let's do it again.
No, I don't want to do it.
Well, you do get to because you're actually giving this episode summary. So, yeah.
Oh wow. Wait a minute, we got a question first. Oh, okay.
This is a great question.
Random question. Where did you all get the Lower Deck style profile pictures on social media? We both got them. We have like exclusives from our absolutely talented and amazing friend Trekker Prize. He did both of ours, and then everyone else has got them from. There's like a million artists out there doing commissions. If you, I don't have the names of the other people that did them. Our Trekker Prize doesn't do commissions. I told him to do that, but he didn't want to.
He should do commissions. He's so brilliant.
I know.
I am so touched by what's going on here. First of all, Joseph is tuning in after midnight, so thank you on a Thursday. Shishan Girl is also somewhere with a late time zone, and she says that the sacrifices we make for good content. I think you're talking about us, so thank you. And this is a first. William Peck is here in the audience, and I'm just fanboying out because he's like pretty much my oldest subscriber. So thanks, William, for coming. And so happy you're here. And you're live. This is your first time on the live. So hi there. Yeah, I hope we don't disappoint you live.
Caleb, I'm sorry we don't have names for you specifically, but if you are on the Twitters, you will be able to find someone that commissions these things very quickly. Like as soon as you start scrolling through like different artists that do art on Twitter, you'll be able to find. Everyone has like a different style, a different touch. Some of them are closer to the Lower Decks animation style, some of them are not. But there's like plenty of artists doing commissions out there. So
Caleb, I don't know if you're following me on Twitter. I apologize if I don't know that. And I'll follow you back if you let me know if I'm not following you. But I'm going to do a tweet asking who's still doing commissions, because I know I see a lot of them on the Star Trek Twitter. And if you follow that tweet, you can then look into one of those artists. So we'll go figure it out that way. All right. So Trek on the Tube managed to avoid the summary. Yeah, you have to make it quick. We don't have a lot of time on this.
That's very true. It's live. So, well, technically, I'll try to finish the summary before this officially begins.
Here, I'm going to do the quickest summary. It's a text summary. Okay, ready? The dog. Covert mission.
All right.
Visiting captain and crew.
Okay.
The transporter accident.
All right.
The farm.
Ooh.
Medical abnormalities vessel.
Yes.
The Bog.
Not the Borg.
The Bog.
It's the Bog planet.
Captain Freeman, Captain Ramsey, Captain Dayton.
Yes.
Devision medical specialist. It's out of order. The Rubidaux. I think I spelled that right. Was that a Regellian? Division 14. Mariner's Deal. I'm just.
Now we've gone off topic.
I'm just a freak like you. Why does he lift his shirt? Oh, thanks, Database Boy. That's a good question. It's just the way I laugh. Oh, that was great. Mwahaha. Look, this is the Pikes, the Salamander, and Freaks. That's the episode summary, folks.
That's pretty much the episode summary. That's what happens.
We did
it's like a transporter malfunction that leads into a whole story about the farm. And Captain Freeman leaves the ship because she's on a covert mission to plant a seed or like a sapling.
Saplings
of some kind. And so like a replacement captain comes in, which is an old friend of Mariner, but she's a boss and Mariner's not, because Mariner chooses not to be, probably. And that's it. That's the whole thing. And apparently he is a Rigelian. But I wouldn't have said that. I would, like, everyone's saying that. Memory Alpha said it. Everyone's like, it's basically confirmed he's a Rigelian. I wouldn't have guessed that. He looks like someone from Thanos's Black Order.
He also looks like Jayla, doesn't he?
He does look a bit like Jayla. He's interesting. I want a whole spin-off about him. He's amazing.
I want to skip to Mariner's Deal.
You want to skip to Mariner's Deal?
Yeah, I want to go. Oh, this is the part where
this is much ado about Boimler.
I know.
This isn't
much. We learn about Mariner. Fine. Let's go back to
Boimler. No, it's fine. We can hit it off with Mariner's Deal. I don't know.
I'm going to start. This is a question actually for the audience as well. Like, what did you think about the reveals that we got in this episode about Mariner? How she was actually like very smart at the academy, like one of the very like talented, and also on this path towards captaincy, just like Captain Ramsey. But then something happened, and she just decided, nope, I just want to stay an ensign, or she got demoted, all that stuff. But like the point is like, why does she want to stay an ensign? Like, what do you guys think is the deal behind that?
She seems to be very insecure about something, or dealing with some sort of issue, but then she's not she's not completely moronic in the way that she wants to completely leave Starfleet or just go and get drunk on like a planet and then live out the rest of her days owing money to some sort of buck. You know what I mean? Getting involved in like bets or something. Like she's not completely derouted. She wants to still be in Starfleet, and I suppose get the benefits of that, like the exploration maybe, or just like the comfort of like this safety, because it's not always safe on a ship. But I don't know. She's more complex than what you'd originally believe, I suppose.
Yeah, I really liked finding out about her.
I agree, William Peck. I agree. I don't know how old she is. We're going, what, 32, 35 maybe?
I'm guessing she's in her 30s at the latest. But I would like I think Boimler and Tendi and Rutherford are either in their like 1920, like that early 20s period, and she's I
see them more as 25s.
What's the youngest?
Maybe Tendy's 20.
Who's made Captain the youngest in Star Trek? Who was the youngest captain? Wasn't it Kirk traditionally?
Kirk in the Kelvin timeline when he was like 12.
He was like how old are you at the academy? Like
it depends, isn't it?
What's that?
It depends, I guess. There's a lot of people that start the academy really
young, right? No, but like or really old too. Yeah, you could start the academy at any point. That's true. Data did the academy.
You could go there, like the 80-year-old that you are.
Data started at the academy and finished in record time, apparently.
He doesn't count though. It was a formality, though, that he went to the academy. He didn't really need to go there. He could have just gone there, downloaded everything, and then left.
Maybe 18 is too young. If the academy is like college, if people in the future still...
How old was Wesley?
I can't remember, but I think he was pretty young. Wesley was like in his late teens when the show started. in season 1.
Wesley.
He was 16 or 17 years old.
How old were you, Wesley?
That age is so far away from where I am that it just doesn't seem like a real age.
It doesn't
like
compute
16.
anymore.
It doesn't compute anymore. I'm like, how old was he? Was just young. Wesley was.
Is that an age?
Is that an age?
That's an era.
That's I don't know. I was never 16. Anyways,
I don't know.
I guess that's the thing that like stood out to
2022-ish. I see Tendy as 2022-ish. Rutherford and Boimler, I see them a bit older, maybe 25. And I see Mariner as like maybe 32. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just a bit older than all of them. And I mean, it's fine. You can hang out with people that are younger than you.
Yeah, and you can hang out with people that are older than you. I used to hang out with almost exclusively people that were older than me when I was your age.
I mean, they're cooler.
Yeah, I mean, you're a rare exception. I feel like I had to make the exception for you. Just kidding. I'm not an ageist. I promise. I'm not like that.
You had this long confrontation with yourself. Like, do I accept him or not? Should I invite him on the show? He's too young.
Starfleet Boy is not an ageist. Starfleet Boy is not an ageist. This is a terrible thing.
He's going to disrupt the brand.
People tuning in. Someone tuned in and left. They were like, "Oh, these people are weird." We're not talking about. No, just kidding.
Fair enough.
We'll answer your question in a second, Christopher. But the dog was the best character, new character I've ever. Non-human character or non
the dog was great. I really like that joke. I really like where they went with it. It was the right amount of creepy, the right amount of strange, but it wasn't it was good. I liked it. I liked the dog. You named it the dog? It was
I just all the gags like so.
I honestly this episode worked the best for me on like basically every.
Look, you can't even find a thing to nitpick or complain about.
I'm sure I will. I'll look through it. I'll skim through it because this won't be a 10. I can't give things a 10. You know that, but I found the jokes. I admit I did give something to 10 on the Next Generation, but
the Enterprise, it's the Enterprise connection. That's why you did it.
Anyway, Enterprise elevates that episode. Oh God, I gotta zoom in. No, the comedy worked for me on like I wasn't rolling on the ground laughing, but I found every joke was like well delivered. I mean, I found the plot to be really great. I love this whole humor when it comes down to like basically your perception of things. Like the whole ship taking them to the farm, it's all about perception, right? It's like you get basically indoctrinated in this thought process that there's only freaks on the ship. They're gonna get killed or whatever. Like what's gonna happen? But no, it's all perception. I like that kind of comedy. So it means that they're able to do something that is very, very Starfleet. Saving these people, helping these people, taking them to a specialized medical facility. It's a very Starfleet thing to do, a very Federation thing to do. But you're able to still do the comedy and the exaggeration because it's all perceived in this way, right?
Why?
I don't. Wow.
Was it nightmare fuel? Because it was kind of like.
It felt very Full Metal Alchemist to me. If you've seen that.
Yeah, you made that reference. I've never seen it, and I meant to ask you about that.
Okay, there's a horrible thing that happened. Full Metal Alchemist is about alchemy and about changing things into other things, but there always needs to be like an exchange. Like if you want to create a mouse out of something, then you might have to sacrifice something else, so of equivalence. So you sacrifice like a bottle, you make a mouse. Same thing goes for people. If you want to create, say your wife is dead, you want to bring back your wife, then you might have to sacrifice your brother. But you don't want to do that because not only is it not good, but it's also unnatural, and it never really works. Like the people that come back never really
already
work.
Nightmare fuel. I can see why it's like full.
Okay, and so there's a thing that happens where they someone creates a chimera out of his daughter and his dog. And it's the most horrifying thing to see, and it's a very terrifying plot line.
Was it a reference to that? Like,
I don't know, because the dog at one point gets all freakishly like
bent out of shape, basically, and
bent out of shape,
glowing
and
eyes.
like the glowing eyes in the dark, and the dog.
I
could
thought it
also
was
speak.
more of a reference to what was that, The Thing or something like that, is what I thought. I think.
Oh, The Thing. Oh, okay, it could. I mean,
I
at
don't
this
know.
point, it could be The Exorcist.
I like the
Could
one
be,
where I
it
like.
could
What
be
was your favorite
it could be
transformation?
Annihilation.
What was your favorite transformation of the dog?
Okay, the cube I find hilarious.
The cube was my favorite
The cube is just so just.
Did you see my drawing on Olivia on Olivia's Twitter
I
thing?
also enjoy how the dog at the end walks into the sky. And it's just, it's good. The dog is great.
The bat eyes were also good. That's like a Zelda reference, I think. I don't know. Oh, it was Joseph is saying it was The Thing that they were referencing. Oh my gosh, Ruben's here. Ruben was. Oh, you haven't seen the episode, so whatever.
I told him to drop by. John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh, is it John Carpenter or Wes Craven? Oh my gosh, there's two.
Or maybe they both did one.
Did they both do one?
I've seen John Carpenter's The Thing, which is with what's his face? What's his name? What's he called? Ego the Living Planet. What's he called? God damn it. My man's famous, yo.
While you look that up, I'm gonna go back to the comments.
I can't remember his name.
A couple more. Chris says Kurt Russell?
Yes.
What movie are you talking about?
The Thing.
He was in that? I didn't even remember. I haven't seen it since I was like 10 or
He's
less.
Not The Thing, but he is.
Remember I told you I couldn't remember what
man.
teenage years were like? Forget about when I was like 10.
Forget about
like
movies,
impossible.
right? What the hell?
Christopher says, I love the Vulcan in the episode. She reminded me of that second season Vulcan portrayed by Michelle Forbes, aka Ensign Rowe. Michelle Forbes didn't play a Vulcan, did she?
I didn't like that Vulcan.
Who are you talking about?
I don't like the Vulcan.
I think you're talking about Suzie Plaxton, who plays Kaler, and Dr. Solar, who only appears briefly, I think.
I didn't like the Vulcan in this episode, and I didn't like it because of the voice acting. I'm sorry.
You generally don't like Vulcans.
Anyway. I generally don't like Vulcans because I find them to be very
snooty,
they're a stupid species. I hate them so much.
Although, I hope I don't insult you when I say this, but you could actually play a great Vulcan on Star Trek. Like you have the face, you have the serious, the stoic face of a Vulcan. Look right there. If you just had or a Romulan, you could do a Romulan too. Which, by the way, do you listen to any podcast, Star Trek podcasts other than your own?
I don't listen to my own.
Oh, you don't even listen to your own?
I'm forced to listen to my own because I have to edit it somewhat.
Josh McClellan, I think I'm saying his name right, but Josh McClellan of Two Guys One Trek was in Star Trek Picard as a Romulan.
I wouldn't have named my podcast that. Dear God. Anyway, I started listening to the new one with Tony Newsom. Sorry.
Great.
Pod Directive. I don't really like it.
It's because it's Ben Stiller and you don't know who he is. No, I'm just kidding.
I love Ben Stiller and I love the interview. Okay, small side note. I enjoy the formal/informal kind of format that I guess I'm used to it with you, with everyone else. Like all of these live streams, all of these discussions that we have, it's just kind of like we begin and we talk. Whereas the Pod Directive seems very produced, highly edited. There's like 15 minutes before the interview even begins where they talk about essentially nothing. It seems like padding to get to that 45-minute mark, and I just don't like the way it's done. It's very marketed or commercialized. I don't know how to say it. It's not natural, and it's not just Tony Newsom and whatever the other guy's name is. They just jump on, they have a discussion with someone, and then it ends. I
think it's TJ Thompson or something like that.
That's right. I don't like that.
I thought it was the total opposite. I felt like I was listening to a really high produced, nice show, and I just loved Ben Stiller. So for me, it was like too, really.
But
really
then
great.
That's what I don't like, I guess. Maybe.
And I liked their casual and informal style.
Well, they're not casual and they're not informal. That's the thing.
No, they were. What about the whole thing with the the Guldukat text message, and I don't know.
That wasn't sprung
Hey,
on
you don't have to
that
like
was
it.
planned.
I'm not trying to bully you or anything like that, but maybe episode 2 will get better.
Maybe, but
are you gonna keep listening to
again, it? I'll try because I think the interviews might be interesting, and that's what I'm looking forward to, right? But I might have to skip their intros. But anyway,
we once tampered with, and we might have to do it for this episode because we're all over the place. Toiled with the idea of putting in like topics and timestamps on Starfleet Boy, and actually PJ's done it, and thank you, PJ. When you have done it, it's been really great. We already have a rating from Joseph, so Joseph, if you don't stick around to the end, we'll take that into that's the 7th of the 9th of 9 episodes. This was actually the 7th of 10 episodes.
Yeah,
you scared me, Joseph. I thought you were giving it a rating.
Yeah, I found the voice acting for the Vulcan to be lacking. And that's the first complaint in regards to the voice acting that I have for the entire show.
In this episode, the Vulcan, right?
Yeah,
I didn't even notice.
I'm pretty convinced it's the same voice as Captain Freeman. I'm pretty convinced she was doing what is she called? I forget. I'm pretty convinced she was doing but then I might be wrong. It's just I felt like it was the same voice. In any case, I felt like it wasn't natural. It wasn't natural Vulcan. Like T'Pol, Tuvok, all of those actors, the people that do those Vulcans, they come across Vulcan and they come across alien in their voice. Whereas this, it felt like a human parodying a Vulcan.
So you thought she was just like not like really, she was just kind of dead. She sounded, there was no life in the seriousness, right? Like, is that what you're trying to say? Or
yeah, it wasn't good voice acting.
I didn't even notice, but I will pay attention better. I didn't think about it. You guys were some of the were some of those freaks references to Star Trek?
That was my favorite joke.
I got the Pike people, but not the others.
That was my favorite joke of the entire episode. It's just the boop. You get the Pike lady, all right? The lady has the Pike accident, okay, and she's on the ship, and then when she arrives on the planet, at the farm, there's 2 other Pike accident people that they've all been given the same chair, and she rolls up, and it just goes boop. And then the scene ends, and I don't know why that cracked me up. I thought that was hilarious.
But also, in the room, we saw a bunch of there's a more extensive. If you listen to Text Trek tomorrow as part of TQIF, Shishan Girl, we'll probably be going in real great detail there, and then you can see like all of the people again and kind of like break it down. But as far as I could tell, there weren't any accidents that I remember from Star Trek. There was a guy with like a gigantic head. There was a guy with a severed head. There was a guy with part of his head floating.
Well, there were 2 people merged together in the style.
That's a Tuvix. I guess that's a Tuvix.
It wasn't exactly Tuvix because you'll be able to save both of them and not kill the end result, I suppose.
Right. There was
the half de-aging and half aging is
that's us. Hold on.
Episodes.
Hold on, we could do this. Wait.
Oh, okay.
I gotta switch myself. I'm gonna switch myself. Hold on, there we go. Now I can do
now
it.
I gotta roll.
All right, you're young and I'm old. Wait, hold on. Shishan Girl, look what we did just for you. You gotta do it again. Now you got to talk young in your young voice.
Oh my God. Rick, what the hell's going on, Rick?
It was Rick and Morty. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Are we Rick and Morty? Are we Starfleet and Trek on the Tube Rick and Morty?
Are we? Am I Boimler or am I Mariner? If which are you? You're Mariner.
Why would I be an ensign still? No.
I don't feel comfortable on this side of the screen.
I'm Tendi. I'm off on a medical. You don't like being on that side.
I don't feel at home.
That was the weirdest request. That was really
all right.
Okay. So yeah, there's There's
And
all the
so,
ones
yeah,
that I could
he
think of.
de-ages and like this, he's de-aged on one side and aged on the other. That's a reference to like multiple Star Trek episodes where that happens all the
And
time.
Benjamin Button, and it's new in and of itself because I can't remember anyone having that particular ailment where it's split in the middle. So that's pretty funny. And of course, Boimler's, we didn't talk extensively about it, but Boimler's accident is hilarious too, especially when it's making the noise and you have to like do something to turn the noise off.
Yeah, well, his accident is a clear reference to like many things. Ensign Rowe and Geordie have a similar kind of situation where they're out of phase.
Is this real? Is he trolling? Is Ruben trolling us?
Unless this is the only one he's seen.
Oh, okay. Ruben, let us know. Are you trolling us? You're welcome to. You're a friend of the show, but I just want to know.
You're welcome to troll. Troll on.
You're welcome to troll on. Strong. Carry on. We got. That was Christopher talking about Kurt Russell. Oh, I'm behind. We're behind on the chats here. It is Susie Plaxton. I was right. Sweet.
Oh well, there's a salamander. There's a Voyager salamander. Someone.
Oh yes, I had a thing for it. I had a whole thing. The salamander, didn't I?
Someone turned into a salamander the same way Tom Paris and Captain Janeway turned into salamanders in Voyager.
Was that a transporter accident though?
No, that was a. Well, these aren't all transporter accidents. These are just.
Oh, you're right.
So I'm assuming someone else broke the warp-10 barrier, or someone thought they would recreate the Threshold mission, which is probably the most studied mission in Starfleet history, and so they turned into a salamander themselves.
Indeed.
I've only seen episode 1. He's such an idiot.
What happened? Did Ruben just say something?
Ruben says he's only seen episode 1, but this is his favorite episode.
Oh boy. Here we go. I'm Mariner. Starfleet Boy is Tendi. See, I was saying I'm Tendi as well. There we go. Fathery declares he's Mariner. That makes you Boimler or Rutherford. I think you're Rutherford.
I'm not. Rutherford's intelligent. He's all about fixing things, and
you're smart and you fix things. I don't know. You fix pastries. No, you could be Boims, but you're not awkward like Boims is, and you're not a tattletale. I was kind of disappointed at Boimler. Again, he keeps tattletaling. This is like not the first time he's done it.
But he's also got this weird thing where he tries to convince the captain that, like, oh, but there's probably just a lack of communication. They want to know what's going on. He's all like, he tells on them. But then
but it's backfired on it. It especially backfired on it.
And then crazy Captain Devision, whatever, just goes mad with his, he picks up a whip and like, there'll be no mutiny on my ship.
William backs you up on the voice acting. It's like somebody making fun of how a Vulcan speaks.
Yeah, that's
I have to go back and pay more attention. I did not notice.
It wasn't naturally Vulcan. It was unnatural.
Oh my gosh, one guy had his nipples and eyes switched.
I saw that.
That was great. Oh my gosh.
That hasn't been done in Star Trek before.
That has not. That's really, really funny.
Someone's head was coming apart.
Yep, I already mentioned that
Sorry,
person.
Excuse me. That was clearly a Praxis reference, wasn't it?
It was, right? It looked like Praxis exploding. I don't know.
Your face is Praxis.
Oh yeah, Ruben. After episode 2, it gets better. You should really watch this one, Ruben. I really think this is the show that will make you. This is the one show that you'll have an exception to your Kurtzman hatred, whatever it is that you have.
None of them,
Ruben.
None of the shows will manage to do this.
Ruben, come on. Just try it.
I'll tell you what. If you were to watch one episode of Lower Decks, I think you could watch this one.
This one, just by itself, right?
I think it works.
Yeah, I think it does. It's a good intro.
I love Division 14.
Yes. Can we talk about Division 14?
Okay, I want to talk about Division 14 because ever since Section 31 has become some sort of thing that the Kelvin timeline and the Discovery thought that they could make such a big deal out of, it's been less interesting. Because now that it's no longer covert, everyone knows about it. Like Section 31, I'm over it. And like they even made the Section 31 joke in like episode 1 or 2 of Lower Decks, and I was like, I don't want. But now Lower Decks has gone and made their own thing. They're like, screw Section 31. We're over that. We're doing Division 14, and now I want to see everything about Division 14. I love it. And I love how his ship is so just terrifying.
This is I wrote this on, and Mike McMahon liked it. Thank you, Mike McMahon. I don't know if you listen to this, but I said this is the perfect episode to rewatch at Halloween. Didn't it have like all the Halloween fun vibe, like the fun kind of Halloween vibes to it, like a dark, mysterious ship? Even the evil, diabolical laugh the Eudosian medical expert has, and the way he talks, he's kind of like a Vincent Price slash more like Vincent Price type of character. Which, by the way, is cool that he has that voice, because I was wondering if every Eudosian speaks like Eric's. What was he like? I am Eric's. It was like, Captain, we are approaching. So I don't know. I'm glad to hear that Eudosians have other kinds of voices. Well, plus the medical ship looked like a hearse, like it looked like death itself.
It looked like,
and he looked like death himself.
It looked very like one dark. Of those battle cruises from friggin' Warhammer 40k.
Oh wow! Okay, well, still, right. it looked kind of badass. I kind of really loved it.
But you know what was cool is they slapped an NX number on it, which means, as we know, NX are experimental ships, right?
Right.
Which means this could be an experimental ship. Like, you can justify basically any freakish design.
It is freakish.
Slapping an NX on it.
It's okay. I'd rather watch. Thanks. I'm glad he's watching Starfleet Boy playing video games and writing a script or a story right now about something he tweeted this morning that was very interesting. Anyways, I can't remember. Ruben's writing a script, and he had to watch something to be doing research, but he's doing all those things right now as we speak. Okay. So that's really funny.
I'm also writing scripts.
You're writing some scripts too. You gotta. I haven't read. Oh my god, that reminds me.
To be fair, that I sent you that you haven't read. I forgot that you hadn't read it, but I got it back. Well, I got it back. I
from
got
Humbert
and plenty of notes from plenty of different people, and so technically, like, even if you didn't read that one, because it needs correcting anyway. So
this is the part of the Starfleet Boy episode where I'm embarrassed publicly. But you forgive me anyway. Oh no, and I'm embarrassed again. Look at how much embarrassment is happening in this episode of Starfleet. Here, let's fix that. But no, the Eudosian character, who was unnamed as far as I could tell.
Well, he wears a mask, awesome. People, so come on, wear masks.
He was wearing a mask. He's just delightful. I want to see him. I want to see more Eudosians in Star Trek. I want to see more Eudosians. I like.
Everyone needs their own show. Every time I see someone, I'm like, they need their own show now.
They need their own show. It's true.
Because what's his name? Pratchett, the Rigelian. I would give him a show. He looks so cool.
He does look cool.
I would follow him into a Sun. He's amazing. He seems like a badass, but he seems very calm and composed, right? I would annoy the hell out of him. Like, just in a away mission with him and Boimler, he'd be like, oh my goodness, I can't handle this.
What did you think of the two new captains this week?
Okay, so Captain Dayton is
the one that's just completely incompetent and freaks out and doesn't want to die.
Okay, that's right. Okay, because technically there's a fourth captain. The Eudosian is the captain too. Oh,
shnikes! You're right. I didn't include the Eudosian captain.
I forget his name though. What's his name?
There's no name. He doesn't have a name.
Oh, he surely has a name. Sure.
No, I'm telling you, there was no name mentioned as far as I could tell.
You know nothing, sir.
Go ahead and look that up. And while you do, let's see here. I think Envoys is my favorite. Envoys is the one with the.
Well, they go through all of the planet with the different
that's and that joke with the siren of by the way, for those of you who didn't see in the beginning shenanigans, but I am wearing my Jack Ransom shirt from Titmouse, the company that animates it. They put out these special edition shirts, and this one's really cool and comfy, just like all the other ones.
Division 14. I can't find it. You may be right.
Yeah, I told you.
Bloody right.
Oh, we lost Ruben. He's going to have dinner. Have fun. Also, he's not interested at all. Joseph, thanks for trying. But don't worry. Ruben, I hope he's still listening to this. Ruben has an irrational and very personal hatred towards Alex Kurtzman and doesn't like anything new Star Trek. If it was any other producer, he might actually watch it. And
one day, Ruben was eating lunch, and Alex Kurtzman stole his last chicken nugget.
Oh, that's what it was. That's got to be what it was.
I mean, you can't do that to someone. I don't know how he succeeded in the industry, this Kurtzman man, stealing people's nuggets like that.
It's got to be what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I hope he was still listening because it'll get him to get his blood pressure going a little because it's still. That's not the reason why. Starfleet boy, I'll get you. It's just the way I.
Dear God, what happened?
Okay.
I don't know. Something happened. My box fell. Something happened.
That was Ruben using the force. That was you using the force. When you did this, you used the force. Joseph is on mission. We will break him. Yes. Let's try it. But Captain Freeman, we already know. And I'm glad we saw Captain Ramsey because she's like a badass captain. She's like calm the whole time. And I thought about you in this episode because it was really interesting to see when they were on the bog planet during the mission to clean the water, how very TNG, like just procedural, just very like, professional, and like everyone was except Mariner. And then she keeps like, and I love that she kept saying like, what's wrong with you? Why are you acting like, why don't you act like the rest of us? You have the same training, like, what's going on here? Like, and then when Mariner kicks in, it's almost kind of like that same thing, like this calm, cool, under pressure at all times, just like very professional, not using cuss words and not being like silly and not, like you can tell jokes, but they're like, there's just a level of, I don't know what to call it, like decorum that Starfleet kind of operate on. And I really liked it. Father wants to know, what about Captain Ramsey's accent? What was that? It sounded like Trek on the Tube's accent to me. I think she's Kiwi French.
She's Nigerian.
Oh, is she? Okay.
Yeah. And I got more kind of English out of it. But I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that most English I'm going to say it's kind of Dutch, maybe. Because I'm going to assume
I feel so like it sounds like
it's like because a lot of like the English like a lot of the accents are Dutch infused, the English, you know what I mean, when they're speaking English in Africa, I find.
I miss the rains.
And that's maybe a South African thing.
I miss the rains down in Africa.
I see. I understand that. I'm not too young.
Wow. So we were talking about the bog scene.
I like the bog scene. It is very Next Generation. It is very like 90s procedural Star Trek. She's like, you got to do this thing, you got to do that thing. Vulcan lady says Durga. I don't know. I forget what she's called.
Durga.
Yeah, whatever it is. She says, you can't do this. We're not talking about personal matters. We're trying to fix this. What is it? The bog sucker? What is it?
I mean, whatever it was, I thought it was like a filtration unit, but I think the bog is a more technical term. I think the bog sucker is actually a way better name for it than anything else that Star Trek has ever come up with. I really think you need to be hired by Mike McMahon to write, because I think that would be a better. Look at your red from the bog sucker.
I didn't expect the bog sucker to come out.
Is the bog sucker what the spiky dildo? Never mind. Anyway, that was really bad.
Lower Decks doesn't have a dildo yet.
This is the Lower Decks of Star Trek YouTube, guys.
Lower Decks are way worse than the dildo. They had the holodeck thing. So
Toto, yes. Dun 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. She's waiting for you at the bog sucker. Okay, that's fine. All right, enough. We got to get back on track here. So you liked all that. I'm glad. I did too.
I did. I liked all that. I thought it was great. I really do like the juxtaposition of our eccentric characters and the eccentric plotlines that we follow with the very procedural Star Trek kind of thing. And I think it shows best when another ship comes in, because I was expecting the lower deckers to be morons on a ship that is professional, but no, we have a ship of morons. Everyone is incompetent to some certain degree or extent.
On the Rubidaux. Oh, you're talking about the Rubidaux now. Did I spell that right?
The Cerritos.
But the Rubidaux's worse. The captain is a mess. I don't know if I spelled Rubidaux correctly.
Yeah, the captain's a mess. To be fair, they're like, their ship wasn't even a ship, though. It was a being.
But it was the Cerritos class ship, interestingly enough, right? I mean, a California class.
I think so. But that's the thing. Mike McMahon explained that they wanted to. They created their own ship class, and it's like a general class, it's not like a scientific one or whatever. But they have this ship class which is for all these lower deck missions, or like these lower. I suppose these lower
for these second contact missions. They're not lower deck, but
Well, I suppose like we follow those that do second contact, but and we had a reference to that. They talked about that again. They said, "Oh, first contact didn't go too well," and so I like it. There's continuity. We have to mention that, by the way, in Jesse Gender tweeted out that a picture of Fletcher from the previous episode, and mentioned that he has been in like 4 episodes previous, like prior.
In the background.
Yeah. He's been there all along.
I think I saw that tweet. Yeah, it's awesome.
I told wife on the tube, and she's like, "So what?" I'm like, "What do you mean, so what?" No, like, shows don't do that. Usually shows don't do that. When a sitcom introduces an annoying character and pretends they've been there all along, they always pretend. But this show has actually had the character anyway.
By the way, Rubidaux, California is a real place. Obviously, they named the ships after cities in California, and so you can. Let's see. It's in the Riverside County region of California. So I feel like we have to do a road trip. My family live in California, a lot of them, but I feel like we have to do a road trip and visit all the ships that we see that are California class by the end of or whenever the pandemic's over.
Does the United States have a sign with the city name on it? Every time you enter the city bounds, basically?
Yes, like welcome to, and then said city. Yes.
Okay, well then we need to take a photograph of like every ship name, I suppose, every city name. Anyone up for some palm fa? You get comments.
Always. I think that's a reference to something I did on Starfleet Boy After Dark.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Sean, sometimes things follow me. Hello, Gas Mask. Welcome to the stream.
See, you have all of this this After Dark audience that comes.
You can't participate because you're not after.
I'm not
old enough.
You're not old. I tried to enter, but you blocked me.
Oh my.
Oh my.
So the Rigelian character.
I love.
Did I spell that right? The Rigelian character. We all love the Rigelian character.
He did look. He was Rigelian, to be honest.
Who?
I wouldn't have guessed. Yeah, I would have said maybe Jailer. I don't know. He looks dark elf, kind of, but.
We didn't give enough time, I don't think, in the discussion to Rutherford and the transporter accident, which actually ends up being what saves the day at the end. So the Rubidaux turns into basically the encounter at Farpoint jellyfish, right? It kind of looked like that, which actually is also
species. It could be the same species.
So but that would mean that someone forced. That would imply that the Federation are forcing them to take the shape of Starfleet ships, and I don't think
maybe Section 31 is growing them.
Oh, it's possible. Interesting. Because the whole thing at a counter Farpoint is that it could transform. So the Bandai forced it to turn into a starbase.
But they were pinkish, weren't they, in Encounter at Farpoint?
No, they were blue. They were that like nice blue color, I think, so.
Okay. I don't know if they're the same. It was clearly a reference. If it's not the same species, it's clearly a reference.
It's very, very close, yeah. But I loved that. Again, the show kind of, this episode is definitely my favorite so far. I'm glad I can say that again. But but this episode and like others like it, I love this is the thing that's missing, I think. I know you can't do it every week on a show like Star Trek Discovery, and it didn't happen every week on TNG, but it happened enough where you got these extraordinary like cosmic events mixed in with the horror or the action. You know what I mean? Like there was like a little something for everyone. And this episode was like that. Like we had the horror elements with the comedy. Like we have the comedy, which is always happening. We had like this, like we had some really interesting, like scientific, even though they were framed in humor, we had really interesting scientific things happening, like the planting of the seeds. It's interesting. It's something they would do. That's like, like it's legit. Plus the cleaning of the water, and then plus the like, the new life that took over the ship that we thought was the enemy, but it ended up just being like something that was like a part of space, nature, in space. It was really
Federation. The Federation of Starfleet have this way of being kind of hypocritical in certain ways, where they don't want to do first contact. Like they don't want to. They've got the prime directive and all that, but if there's like I don't think they would just let a species die if all they had to do was repopulate like a certain plant, right? If all they had to do was go in, replant some seeds, have them grow a bit, and then the fauna and the flora would flourish, and thus the indigenous population would be able to flourish as well. I think that they could do that in a covert way, because you would often see Starfleet kind of going undercover doing stuff like that. And so it is a mission of great importance. I think the seeds that they mentioned here are like Cardassian seeds or something.
Oh, okay. See, you got to watch these episodes so many times because they're so like.
It is a clear reference to that episode where Worf, it's like Worf, Crusher, and Picard go and do that, right?
Yeah,
they've got this covert mission.
Yeah, but that was for that was when Captain Picard, that's in Chain of Command.
That's before there are four lights.
No, that's that. The part 2 is is the 4 lights episode, but they were all dressed like that for that mission.
There are 4 seeds.
There are 4 seeds. I wonder if there were. But it again, just I don't know. This is such a delightful episode. I mean, like,
what do you think that Star Trek doesn't really? That Lower Decks doesn't really do is like heavy social commentary, that kind of stuff. But I don't expect that from this show. It's a sitcom.
It's doing. I think it is.
It's doing a good job with the workplace environment kind of commentary, I suppose. You're zoning out. You're phasing through.
Sorry. I forgot to put on the do not disturb thing, and I got one of those
black hole.
Well, I got a robocall, which is something that happens like all the time. I didn't pick it up, but you know how like those go, right? Like it's your phone. My phone told me robocall spammer, so that's cool that my phone does that. By the way. Oh, and by the way, just off on it since I went on a tangent. If you're an Apple user, the iOS 14 is the best. It's like the LCARS. Whoa, I just bored. Okay, never mind. But iOS 14 is really awesome. Shishan Girl says, I would love to know why they picked these California towns. I read that Cerritos is the used car capital of California. That is cool. That might be a special feature on the disc release.
Oh, Mike McMahon explained. Well, Mike McMahon explained the whole thing that when he started out in show business, or he wasn't writing shows, he was like fetching coffee and running errands for a lot of people on production teams, and he didn't really know too much about like Los Angeles and like all of that, and so that's California, and he was, from what I understand, working in Cerritos, which is like a small town or a small place next to Los Angeles. Anyway, so that's why they went out and so we can make all of our ships like references to like California towns and what have you. So
I'd love to see the San Francisco. I don't think we've seen her yet. There's got to be a San Francisco. That's the flagship of the California class starships. Is the San Francisco.
I want to shout out. Oh my God, I forget his name. His name is Maurice something. Wait a minute, let me find it. Maurice Lamarche. He is the one that did the voice in this episode.
For the Indosian.
Yes.
Oh, do I know?
Yes, you do, because he's been in so much stuff. He's one of those voice actors that's in so many things. Like he's been in Futurama.
Here, I'm pulling him up on IMDb right now.
Okay, there you go. Pull him up. He's great.
Excuse me. So he was
Pinky and the Brain, which is a show that
he's a Canadian. He was born in Toronto in 1958. Hello. And he is the Brain. Oh my gosh, that's why the voice sounded so familiar.
And if you've seen Disenchantment,
oh my gosh, huge shout out to Disenchantment. No, I don't think I have seen.
Okay, well that's the new fantasy show created by oh my goodness, I'm losing all of my names today.
He's on Rick and Morty.
Yeah, anyway, he did a couple of voices on Disenchantment, which is the show by Matt Groening. God damn it, how did I forget? Mr. Simpsons. So yeah.
Gosh, oh wow, he's in The Simpsons, he's in the new Looney Tunes.
He's great.
He's in everything. Star Wars
Animaniacs,
Star versus.
He's great. He's got a great voice. He's a great voice actor, and he did a very, very good job in this episode.
Yes. Oh my gosh. The Indosian needs a name.
How I laugh.
That's how I laugh. The Indosian needs a name. Seriously, I feel like this is a very memorable character, and I want to know the name. So maybe that'll be something we get.
I mean, it's all comedy and played up to the extreme, but he's a good guy because he's helping these people. You know, he's taking them to the farm, and I like that. It was good. It was a good episode. I don't, apart from Vulcan voice, but I don't know what
else to pick on.
Yeah,
there's nothing else to nitpick on, right?
It's like when you watch one of those episodes of TNG and it's good, but then you're like, oh, maybe the set looked a bit crap, or maybe that like this costume that they reused one of the onesies that they had, and it's like, yeah, it's a shame, but it's really just a nitpick.
There's a movie called Freaks, and you know, there's a lot of freaks in this episode, and I think it was a reference to that movie, which is a great movie to reference from the 1930s, 1932. And I think that was definitely something I forgot to mention that. I haven't
seen that.
Well, I haven't actually seen it. I haven't actually seen it since I was a little kid. I used to love studying old cinema and stuff like that either. But there is a 2018 remake of it, which I haven't seen, but I definitely want to see. Maybe we'll talk about it. But anyways, the only thing you need to really know for now about Freaks is that phrase, one of us, one of us, one of us, you know, that whole thing of like one of us, that trope, that comes from Freaks.
Oh wow, but one of us is like a huge reference in pop culture. One of us.
And it all goes back to Freaks.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
I might need to watch that movie just for the memes, for the meme value then.
You do. Well, you also just the fact it's a great movie too. And
I have a question about One of Us, by the way. In the 1999 The Mummy, they go Imhotep. Is that a reference to One of Us?
I don't think so. I think they were it just happens to match the tone.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, I don't think
Shrimp fried rice. Shrimp fried. That's from How I Met Your Mother.
Stress Free K, welcome. What was wrong with Vulcan voice? In fact, I want a Vulcan to join the Lower Decks crew. It's just like a minor nitpick. I mean, Trek on the Tube was trying to find something to pick on. It's not meant to like be a.
I noticed the first watch.
Yeah, but it's not like it didn't like
It's not the end of the
it
world.
didn't alter the course of the episode. You weren't like, shut this shit off. Kurtzman, you hired the worst voice actor ever, and
no, like I don't think Kurtzman had anything to do with like the.
No, but that's what he'll get blamed for it. I don't know why I'm
on
this.
Kurtzman,
I don't know why I don't know why I'm standing for Alex Kurtzman. I should.
This entire discussion has now been centered around the fact that I dislike the voice acting of Sid Vulcan actor, but it shouldn't be the focus at all. The episode was absolutely great.
It was just it was just like a thing. Come on, but
I was so happy.
I didn't. Stress Through Cage, just so you know, I kind of didn't notice there was anything wrong with the voice acting for that, but I wasn't paying attention too deeply. I admit that. However, I will say that we do need more Vulcans on Star Trek in general, like main Vulcans.
Yeah, I feel like
even though Trek on the Tube hates
no, but I would like more like less human mains. And I suppose it always comes down to the think.
Dan's here. Sorry.
Yeah.
Dan, excuse me.
He said from fried rice. Has he seen How I Met Your Mother? He probably has. That's a Canadian thing because then she goes Canada and no one chants it. That's the whole joke. They're like, we're in the US. You can chant anything.
You are the trick on the tube. Wow, that's a double meaning. Yeah, anyways,
great episode of greatest. It is the best so far. Dan.
So far, yeah, favorite so far.
That is correct and a valid opinion. All other opinions are welcome. They're just false.
Wow. All right. So, have we exhausted all discussion topics? Audience, do you have any other things that you want us to talk about?
Let me go to my notes.
Let's go to your notes. Here, make it show for a second while I sneeze. I don't know why I have to sneeze. I'll be right back.
Okay, can we talk about the fact that Tendi created a life form? Like, she straight up created a life. As much as I enjoy the dog, and I thought that like the dog was amazing, and the comedic value was great, etc., and as much as she doesn't know anything about dogs, Rutherford's right. Rutherford says you know a lot about DNA. You know more about DNA than you know about creating dogs.
Yeah, she's like, dogs don't shoot lightning.
She straight up made a dog. She created a life form. She's Elsa from goddamn Frozen, right? She's dope. How does she do this? No one's like. She says she mentions to work on side projects.
I think she mentions CRISPR
technology. Life.
Well, she's a medical. She's in medical, right? So yeah, not creating life. I don't know what did she say. Creating life. I think it was just genetics. I think it's just an exploration of genetics. I guess she created a life form, though. It's true.
She did. She straight up created a life form. No one's talking.
It's kind of scary. It is kind of scary.
It was off-putting at first. I was like, oh my goodness, but then they didn't.
Well, look at the life form she created. Her idea of a dog is really crazy.
Well, okay, let's put aside the fact that it kind of resembles a dog. The life form is hyper intelligent. Like the life form is sentient and intelligent. It's not a lower life form. It's not a dog. It's
okay.
An actual being.
All right, hang on. I'm gonna stop you right there. It is a synthetic life form. Because
is it though?
Yeah, no, 1,000%. It was completely engineered from the ground up by a medical tech. She even calls Tendi my creator, right? Like, so I feel like the life form itself knows that it's synthetic. It's 1,000% synthetic. And what's that?
This is the ban. The ban actually comes
from the dog.
Because the dog floats off into space and starts just firing bat eyes everywhere.
And lightning. It can turn into a solid metal cube. It's probably made of whatever Mjolnir is made out of.
You know what? The dog is what happened to the Romulus star. The Romulus supernova was caused by the dog. And so that's why the Vash got really, really mad, and they're like, we're going to put an end to this.
Olivia's not going to like this. She loves the dog. That's like her favorite. And she hasn't even, I don't think she's even seen the character. Dan agrees with me. It's totally a synth, the same way the androids in Picard are synths. They were biological to remember.
This isn't my show, so I'll agree.
Remember, they had blood. If you prick us, do we not bleed? Another Shakespeare reference. Thank you, Dan.
Do you bleed?
New headcanon. Tandy set in motion the events that led to the ban or the burn.
And the burn.
And the burn. It's everything.
Later on, it's the burn. It's the ban. It's the burn.
The ban.
All
The
these
burn.
things.
I kind of swore she said that she was using CRISPR. That's what I was trying to mention CRISPR earlier, and a whole lot of other DNA mumbo jumbo that I would have to realize to but it sounded legit.
Good technobabble. 100%.
It was really good technobabble.
Oh, go ahead.
I just to mention the burn really quickly. I saw that episode of the episode that everyone thinks the omega particle has something to do with the burn, possibly, and I don't know if I agree with that theory. So we'll have to have another stream and talk about
theory at all. I don't think the omega particle is related to discovery at all. Okay, I hadn't heard of that. I was gonna say Boimler. Boimler at the end of the episode wants to be taken care of by the nurses. He seems quite happy about that, and so he does say that he has acid reflux. I feel like maybe Boimler could have mentioned that he gets rashes when he touches sand. I feel like that qualifies.
I feel like Boimler definitely needed. I feel like Boimler definitely needed to stay on the farm a little longer.
Yeah.
I wish
purple. Does he dye it, or is it just like that naturally? I don't feel natural human thing.
I love that the story in this episode peaked with like this whole idea of they were going to throw him out the airlock, and it just so like I was like, oh my god, they're going to throw him out the airlock, and I did not expect that like it would open and it would fall onto the grass, and I actually like was relieved. I was like, oh no, we're going to see like something dramatic in space. But I actually love that guy.
It all went so fast that I didn't really realize it.
It was so fast. It's such a fast thing. Look, the lights are changing. I have to do the thing.
Oh, I have another nitpick. You want me to search for nitpicks?
I didn't want you to, but let's hear it.
Beginning of the episode, they're all very tired from their exhausting shift, and they all go to bed and they just lie on their bunks. They haven't taken a sonic shower. They haven't changed their uniforms. They've done nothing. They all just go to bed, sweating and disgusting and dirty.
You've never been that tired? Have you never been that tired where you don't even have time? You don't want to do anything. You just need a 15-minute nap just to get up and brush your teeth. You've never been that tired.
Yeah, I guess it was just like do you think their shift was that horrible on the USS Garbage?
I think so.
Perhaps.
I think so.
I'm straining for my nitpicks here. I don't know.
Let's go. No, I like the nitpick. I like shooting down the nitpicks. I
love the Bog Planet. I love the captain's team. I think that's a very okay. I touched on this before we went live. I think it's an interesting idea that the Jellicoe type people, the people that come in and replace the captain when your captain has to be sent on like a mission. I think it's interesting they have their own little team. It's like not just someone, and I think it's because of Jellicoe that this happened. Because Jellicoe couldn't find common ground with Riker for so long. It was such an issue between Riker and Jellicoe, and Jellicoe.
So they were like, just bring in a team. Like, no, we don't need. He
goes for Data, right, as his first officer, from what I remember.
Yeah, I think so. I know that I can't remember his name, and I apologize to the writer. It might have been the writer of this episode. We have to look up who wrote it. I know that Barry Kelly directed it, but I know that one of the writers loves Captain Jellicoe, and this is the second, I think, big reference we've had, because he was wearing a Star Trek Jellicoe shirt in one of the promos, like shots that had like all the writers in it. So I think that there's like definitely intention going on here. And I wonder if we'll get Captain Jellicoe cameo, because like being the captain of the Enterprise like was a big deal for him. He may have been like.
Can you bring up this completely unrelated picture and ask people?
Oh yeah, go ahead. You have to share your screen. Just share your screen.
Okay. Can I do that?
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to look at it again. But we have a question for. We have a question for everybody who's still on the stream. We still have quite a few people on, so stand by, everyone. Trek on the Tube has a question for you, and then we'll rate. We'll rate it. Okay, here we go.
Star Trek in any way.
All right, so I'm gonna put it full screen.
This is Grant Gustin.
The Flash.
The Flash.
Also from Glee.
This is not Grant Gustin. This is a French actress, and I believe they look literally.
Wait, you have to say the name of the French actress.
Oh my god, I have to go and look for her again.
It's Celine.
It is. It's.
I just wanted to hear you.
Céline Salette.
Céline Salette.
Are they the same? Is this just Grant Gustin in drag? Many years ago. I feel like they're the same person.
You're so upset. This is a weird thing that you're upset. I'm glad that the audience gets to witness some of this. I can
no longer unsee Grant Gustin in my French show that I'm watching. That's the problem. So yeah, I have another picture if people want to.
What I think in the other. Oh look, you were researching Edosians. That's cool. I think that's more on brand for us. But,
anyway.
But the other picture, I agree. There's a similarity in the face shape.
Kill it. Anyway, that was my question.
All right, audience, let us know.
Oh no, wait! I can show. I found the other one. I can do.
Oh, go ahead. You made as well.
Here
we go.
Look at that.
I see it a little. Here. Okay.
Seriously.
That one I see it in. Okay. All right. Anyways.
All right. I'm sorry. I hijacked the conversation for this question. No one's answering because no one cares.
I think it was everyone's like, "What just happened?" I think I was here for Lower Decks. I think it was It was that bad. Rutherford had a ripped uniform, and was he bleeding? It was a really rough shift. Yeah, it's true.
It was such a rough shift that they just had to all lie down and go to bed. Well, maybe they're not. Yeah, well, no, yeah, maybe they're not all going to sleep. They're just going to lie down and rest, I suppose.
He picked Data as his first. Thanks for confirming that, Dan.
Yeah, that's right. Because I remember I have this memory of Data wearing red. So yeah, maybe that whole situation is why now replacement captains, these babysitter captains, as call them. They come in with their own team. They have their own
Oh, got it. Interesting theory. Gasmask says I don't see it, but William says they do look something alike, maybe long lost twins. And then actually, Dan agrees with you. It's a bit uncanny and crazy.
They varied opinions.
Yeah. But actually more leaning towards they do look alike. So
I didn't see it for the first 2 episodes of the show I'm watching. I was like, she reminds me of someone, and then eventually I was like, oh my, it's just I'm watching The Flash. The Flash is.
I'm gonna call it, Sean. I think it's time to rate. My tummy's grumbling. I think it's 7:00. It's time for dinner.
Fair enough.
We're talking about Grant Gustin. We couldn't find anything else to nitpick on. It was a stretch.
Charming young man.
He's very charming.
You wanted to mention the noise. I'm sorry. Let's do this. You wanted to talk.
I already talked about how funny the noise was.
Okay. The noise was very funny. It was hilarious.
The noises
are. He's like, "There's no big deal." It's like, disagree. It is a big deal. You're making a lot of noise on the bridge.
Very, very funny. Yeah. So, okay, I'm gonna give it. My rating
10.7. A 10.7.
It's not just my favorite. It's my favorite episode so far, but I have to give it a little bump because I think they're experts at this show by now. The showrunner, the show. I feel like by this episode they really have figured it out, and it's really working on all levels. For me, this episode, if my ratings weren't as freakish as they are, and they were more like normal people's ratings, this would be my first 10. I'm not going to give it an 11 though, but I will bump it up to I think the highest I've gone is a 10.6, right? Or 10.5,
something like that, because you took it down a notch recently.
I'm gonna give this episode a 10.8.
Oh wow, that's very high.
But I loved it.
Every episode is a 10 for you.
So far this season it has been. All right, it's your turn. You're on the spotlight. It's gonna be very low compared to mine.
I don't know if I feel comfortable giving it like a 9. because that's like so high. But it's very, very, very good. Yeah, I'll give it a 9. All right, I was gonna go 8.5, but I'll give it a 9. I don't think the other episodes of the season will top this. I really don't. I think this is peak. I think we've achieved peak Lower Decks so far. So I'll give it a 9.
No, you really think it's
Very,
gonna
very-
be? What about the fabled episode 8? What about episode?
Okay, just I don't rate necessarily this in comparison to like other Star Treks. It's like this is
It's something new. It's totally new.
like Voyager is what Voyager is, and so it gets ratings in kind of like what it is, I suppose. And Discovery, same thing. It's like it's very hard because these shows are so different. They're so diverse in the way that, and you can't fairly rank an Enterprise episode to an original series episode. These things weren't made in the same era or whatever. But yeah, so I think I'll give it a 9.
Very cool. I'm like the guy in Star Wars who's like, I can't believe the shields are still up. I think his name is Nibnub or something like that. Brent Spiner works at Area 51. Fact incorrect. That is a fake fact. Brent Spiner plays Dr. Oken, who is someone who works at Area 51. But I know what you meant. I know what you meant, Gas Mask. Don't worry. Joseph's rating is 7 of 9. I get it now. It took me the whole show to figure that joke out, Joseph. Thanks for being here when I figured it out. So I'm gonna say that your rating is an 8. They're all 10s. You're right, William. But are you also saying that they're all 10s, or are you just saying that I give all the episodes?
Maybe both.
Maybe both. I would love it if that's the case. That's very cool. I would love another 10 person on the team. That would be cool. The 10 team. Episode 8 is supposed to be amazing. That's what I heard. I don't know. And Stress Free K gives it a 9 as well. We have to give the bridge clap because we might not get it. Yeah, well, you say this is the peak, so we may not get it.
I think it is. I think that we've achieved peak Lower Decks for season 1. Like this is as good as. And what's cool is like last week's episode was a bit, like PJ said it was his favorite. Mine was my least favorite, and all of the episodes have been kind of somewhat. Oh, I like this one. I think everyone likes this one. Everyone agrees. Like this was awesome.
Shishan Girl and I both are excited because we're hoping that if you've given this one a 9 and you find one better, we know you're honest, that you might go 9.5 or higher. So that's exciting to see.
It might not compute. I might shut
it might not compute. Yeah, I can't wait to to see. Yay! William is in the 10 club, and I think Shisha Girl is too. So we had. I just sounded like Tendy getting excited there, which I was. That was very exciting for me.
Well,
anyways,
it was a mix between Captain Adosian here and Tendy. It's like it was a deep getting excited.
I'm gonna end our stream on Dan's. I'm gonna end on this comment. I give this episode 1 trip to the farm. Great episode. But before I end, I just want to say everyone go check out Kertratz Productions on YouTube. Subscribe and follow Dan on Twitter, and also Positively Trek. Is a podcast that Dan does that I wasn't following. I'm sorry, and now I am. That was really bad. I had no idea. I was like, "What is going on?" So I apologize. Positively Trek, but you guys are positively awesome. And then of course check out Trek on the Tube, who dropped his review for what was it that you dropped on Monday? It wasn't.
Well, I dropped my Lower Decks previous review
early.
Yeah, I dropped it on Monday instead of Tuesday.
But didn't you also do a TOS episode today?
I was working on that. I didn't release it. I'm working.
Oh, that's what I was.
I'm trying to stay and follow you guys. You guys do like one discussion on Saturday. I'm trying to keep up by doing reviews.
No, you're doing a good job.
What are Little Girls Made Of? Is the title of the episode. It's it's the dildo episode. So yeah, we.
Oh, good grief!
Do I have to mention that? So far, I haven't mentioned it in the edit. And like, if I were to edit my video, how it is with everything that I've recorded with the footage, I don't mention or talk about that moment. I feel like I kind of have to. do I have to? It would be like talking about the TNG episode where you get the face palm. You kind of need to talk about it, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Talk about the memes. Okay,
it's true. All right, live long and prosper, everybody. Thank you so much for attending our stream, and we'll see you next